Hi guys! Welcome back to another episode of the Storytime Society. I'm so happy that you're here. Wait. I'm like, wait, did I press record? Yeah. Okay, thank God, because times are tough lately. I literally filmed a whole episode and there was no sound. I think I told you guys that already, but I feel like my cat's gonna want out soon and she's gonna start meowing, and I'm so sorry for the interruption if she does, but when you're watching this, I will be in Massachusetts, Cape Cod, and why did I say it like that? Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Not Massachusetts, Cape Cod. And yeah, I'll be there until Thursday. So all my episodes this week have been pre-recorded. And I'm so happy that you guys are here, and thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, press the subscribe button and the like button, and also comment, which I always want you guys to do because I like to chat with you. And then maybe recommend, share this video with a friend or something. You know, I'm trying to get used to saying all that stuff because I gotta be better. I gotta be better about it so that I can, be like a real podcaster, a real YouTuber. I have my water today again. I'm probably going to have my water in most of these episodes. Honestly, all the episodes this week. And then, yeah, probably the past 5 episodes I've had my water. Because I told you guys I was trying to have a goal to drink more water, and it's been really working out for me. Although I've literally been drinking so much water and going to yoga and being healthy for the most part, okay? Being healthy for the most part, okay? Today I did have Taco Bell, but that's because my boyfriend got it for me because I was really upset. So we went to Home Depot today to get some plants, actually just one plant, because I really want a plant for this corner in our living room that's super empty and bare. And I love plants and we have none right now, and I just feel like it's so nice to have plants. It just really completes the look in the room and the interior design of it all. So we went to Home Depot. I was looking at all these plants, making sure that I was getting a non-toxic one for cats because God forbid, God absolutely forbid, I would probably KMS if I got a plant that was toxic to my cats and then they because of it. So yeah, me and my boyfriend were driving separate because I had to drop him off to get an oil change. I actually had to pick him up. And then we went to Home Depot and Starbucks and stuff. And then I dropped him back off. He picked up his car. I picked up my car. I left before him, obviously, because he had to go, finish things out. And then I got home and I drive a Beetle, a Volkswagen Bug, and there's no room. And I got this big ass plant, this banana leaf plant, this big ass one. And I'm like, how the fuck is this fitting in my car? First of all, the Home Depot guy, one of the Home Depot guys, he sees that we're struggling, and he told us to put the bottom in first, which I was trying to put it from top first because I already tried the bottom and I didn't want it to crush the leaves. And then my boyfriend's like, do you want to try? And asked him for help. And then he comes over. The plant is already halfway in the car, and for some reason he's grabbing me over here. My purse was right here, and it kind of felt like he was grabbing my purse. Either he was grabbing my purse or he was literally grabbing my titties, trying to grab my titties, because I was genuinely so confused and shocked. I was like, what's happening? You got it? It's literally, the plant's in the car. He was acting like I had the plant. I don't know what was going on. But me and my boyfriend were just looking at each other what the fuck's going on? And then we got in the car and I'm like, I think he was trying to touch my boobs. And then he was like, wait, what the fuck was he? He thought that he was trying to steal my purse or get money from us or something. And I was like, I don't think he was. I think he was literally trying to grab my yitties. I don't know. But maybe it was just a misunderstanding. It wasn't clear enough to be able to tell. But that's not even the part of the story anyways, or the point of the story anyways. The point is that I got home by myself, trying to take the freaking plant out, okay? The whole fucking stem, the thick ass stem, snaps in half. So the whole plant is done for. Gone. I texted my boyfriend a picture. I was like, nice, because I was already kind of in a bad mood for some reason. I don't know. Something just bothered me, and then I was in a bad mood. And I was like, nice. The whole entire plant snapped off, so we don't have a plant anymore, basically. There's 2 little shrubs, new stems that I don't even know if they're going to grow anymore because the whole main stem is snapped off. So is that even going to do anything? I don't know. And then I just take it inside and I pot it on the porch anyways, just because, like, maybe it will end up growing something. I don't know. Please, God. And so then I texted my boyfriend that, blah, blah, blah. And then my boyfriend's, like, taking forever. And I'm going to, like, drop a package off at the USPS because I am, like, so annoyed. And I'm just like, I don't even want to be home at this point. Like, I just want to drive and just, like, be by myself for a second. And I literally was so pissed about this plant. I cannot even tell you. Like, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You know when, like, one thing after another is happening and then it's like, oh, that was the last straw. I might actually turn my humanity off now. Like, I'm done. But anyways, needless to say, my boyfriend went and got 2 new plants and, like, some pots and more potting mix. And then he also came home with Taco Bell. So he got the same plant and then a different one. And so that was really nice of him because he knew that I was so upset. He's like, yeah, I knew that you were going to be so mad when that happened. So I hope this makes you happy. And I was pissed. That was, like, so annoying. But anyways, that is the story of the day. And now we're just going to get right into the episode because we have some stories to tell. And let's see. I know people have been posting on here, so I'm obviously going to be reading those. The first title is, I broke up with my abusive boyfriend today because a couple saw him hitting me in a parking lot. Trigger warning. I should have said that before. I'm crying because this guy has been grooming me since I was 15. He was 20 at the time. I was blind and traveled to live with him at 19 because I was so in love. He beat me for the smallest things. He hits me, he shouts at me, he just touches me and is sweet when he wants to do the nasties. He hit me during my pregnancy, and I sat down on the toilet for hours thinking I'd miscarry. We ended up having an abortion 2 weeks later and had to say goodbye to my beautiful baby at 7 weeks. He tells me that this is all action-reaction, that I drive him mental, and that it's his reaction to it. I am now 22 female, and he is almost 27 male. We were on vacation today, and a couple saw him kicking me with shoes on in the middle of the parking lot. The woman shouted if I was okay, and the men ran to my boyfriend asking if he wants his ass beat. When this woman said, "Do you want my man to beat your ass?" it all changed. This is the kind of man I want to help other people. Why does my man do the opposite and hits his girlfriend? I'm happy because it opened my eyes. I'm sad because this man was my whole life and I don't know how to live alone. 5,000 kilometers away. Kilometers? Is it kilometers? I don't know. 5,000 kilometers away from my family. I hope I will be happy, and I wish I could tell my 19-year-old self that I'm so sorry that we stayed so long with an abuser and lost our first baby. If you're in the same situation, I'm so sorry. You will be ready when you feel ready. It might take years, but be easy with yourself. I don't even know what to say about that story because that's really sad. I mean, I'm very glad that she realized, especially, to be honest, like 3 years is pretty early to realize, like, and just to be able to, like, honestly, okay, what I want to say is, it's obviously, like, you want to stick up for other people, and it was really amazing of these people to come to her rescue, but at the same time, things like that, which I'm not saying, like, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't, like, try to stick up for someone if you see them getting, like, hit or something, but the sad thing is like, something like that can, like, trigger them to rage even harder and, like, beat you even more and potentially kill you because they would get, like, so angry at that. I've just heard that so many times with, like, situations like this, like abusive situations like this. So I'm really glad that she got out. And that's really all I have to say about this story. Like, obviously like, she did the best thing for herself, and I would not have done it any other way. Like, there's nothing I can really say other than I wish her so much happiness, and I really hope that she doesn't carry this into her future relationships and, like, gives herself time to heal and then figures out, like, obviously it's so hard to get out of these types of relationships, and I feel like most of the time when women are in these types of relationships, it becomes a pattern to almost like be more likely to be in another relationship like that. Like, I hear if you have been like sexually a victim of sexual assault, it's more likely that you become a victim of sexual assault again. You know what I mean? That's like I'm pretty sure that's a statistic I've heard before. But yeah. So some of the top comments are saying, go back home to your family now. And then, I was attracted to abusive women because I was raised by one. OP, is your family abusive? Because sometimes people as adults accept love they experienced as kids. I second this. Go to trusted friends if you have someone. We accept the love we think we deserve. This is often the case, but not always. I was raised by kind, loving, gentle parents who I'm extremely close to. However, I still found myself in a horribly toxic and abusive relationship. I really hope OP is in a situation like mine and can go home to a loving family. Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't wish that on anyone, and I really hope that she can see, like, it's not her fault at all, but hopefully she can learn from that and then maybe, like, see signs if she happens to be with someone like that in the future. You know what I mean? All right. Next Zweitzel is, am I the asshole for showing my children the reason why their mother and I are getting divorced? I tried to post on Am I the Asshole, but my post was deleted before anybody could reply, so I post here. I'll try to keep this post short. My wife, 32 female, cheated on me, 35 male. She and I have been married since she was 22, and I thought our marriage was perfect. We have 2 children, both boys, 7 and 6 years old. I had my suspicions because she started coming to our house 40 minutes later after work. This lasted for 3 weeks until I decided to find out what was going on. I hired a private investigator who got photos and videos of her with her lover, her coworker, so I decided to take revenge. I sent those videos to her mother, who has a terminal illness. I don't want her to die thinking that her daughter is an angel. Send those videos to her friends, to my family, to her boss, since at her work they have a strict rule of no relations between coworkers and the lover's wife. My kids were at my parents' house before that happened, and she was working. I asked my boss for a few days off, and that's why I was able to do all this during work hours. Then I showed the video to my kids of her mom with her lover, and I told them that because of her, we're going to get divorced. Of course, they didn't take it well. They cried, hugged me, etc. I will take them to a psychologist after I divorce my wife. We live in an at-fault state, so the fact that I have proof of her infidelity will help me in the divorce. I will admit I was not the perfect husband, but I never ever did anything wrong for her to cheat on me. Why did she do it? I don't know. And at the moment, I don't care. After all of this, my older brother approached me, and he and I spoke privately. He told me that I was an asshole to my children. He understands my desire for revenge, but that I traumatized them by showing them him those videos and talking to them like that about their mother. I told him that was my wife's fault, not mine, but he told me he understands me, but he thinks that I should have waited a little before telling them. We argued for about 30 minutes. My brother told me again that I was the asshole. He is my brother and he loves me, but he thinks I was cruel to the children. That happened 3 days ago, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. So, am I the asshole? If you're wondering, my wife has tried to contact me and talk to me and the kids, but they don't want to see her, and neither do I. From what I know, she is staying at her sister's house. Edit, I forgot to say that the reason I told my children that and showed them the video is because I didn't want their mother to try to blame me for the divorce. In my head, I had to show them proof that I wasn't the bad guy, and that is why I showed them the video. Well, first and foremost, I'm just going to say, definitely, no matter what, never show your kids that video. First of all, they're 7 and 6 years old, so I truly believe that they don't need to know that information, period. And that information plus showing them a video that is obviously, I'm assuming, inappropriate. I mean, you did traumatize them. And you can't just say, like, I'm going to take them to the psychologist after I divorce my wife. No, you can't just say that. You literally, for your own gain, sent them or showed them this video that they did not need to be showed. When you have children, and I don't have children obviously, so I'm just saying this like from a child's perspective that has gone through having their parents get divorced. And I was really young when my parents got divorced, but it was a similar situation with cheating and stuff, but I didn't know that until like a couple years ago. So, and I'm glad I didn't know that, because I'm sure things would have been different if I would have known that at such a young age. And yeah, I definitely think that when you have kids and when you're parents, you need to be selfless, and not take the blame for anything, but basically come to an agreement with your ex-wife that you guys are going to do the best to co-parent, no matter how hurt you are. You have children, and you need to, like, you don't want to bring them in the middle of it. That is not healthy at all. And then to make your kids want to side with you and then not see their mom, that's also not, like, that's not okay. They should still be able to see their mom, and they shouldn't even know this information. They should just know that their parents are separating and they will still love the kids no matter what. I think that's as far as the extent that they need to know about the situation. But okay, someone commented, you showed a 6 and 7-year-old a video of their mother with another man. You're a creepy weirdo and you're the asshole. Okay, so he has an update. Several people asked me for an update on private, so I will give it. I will try to keep it short. Also, many of you think that my story is false because it is not original. Truth be told, that made me laugh. What? You expect me to say that a unicorn came down from the sun? Believe me or not, it's your problem. I won't get on my knees so that you believe me. Basically, my wife cheated on me. I got proof, and I showed that proof to my kids so that they knew I was not the bad guy in our divorce. At least on my mind, that's the short version. A few days after posting, my wife asked me to meet her in public. I knew that sooner or later I had to talk to her, so I went there, a park. The conversation lasted about 2 hours, but these are the most important things. She told me that because I sent the proof of her cheating to her mother, who has a terminal illness, her mother was devastated and disappointed with her. I told her it was her fault, not mine. Not me choking. She told me that her ex-lover's wife lost the baby. I forgot to say that his wife was pregnant because of the proof I sent to her of her husband cheating with my wife. I told her that it was his fault, not mine. She told me what many of you said, that she could press charges against me for sharing those videos with others, the videos of her cheating, that I could lose custody of my children. Yes, biologically, they are mine. I did something that I'm not proud of. I emotionally manipulated her. I cried because although it may not seem like it, all of this really left me emotionally shaken. I cried. I told her it was her fault and that I felt cornered. She cried. We cried for about 20 minutes until we were able to calm down. We talked and came to an agreement. She will keep the house and I will move out. She will have custody of the children, but I have the right to visit them as much as I want, whenever I want. She didn't lose her job because apparently her dad is friends with her boss. I know that legally this is wrong, but all things considered, this ended well for me. I won't shake things more. I don't know if her ex-lover keeps the job or not, and honestly, I don't care now. I am currently helping my wife rebuild her relationship with our children little by little. They promised that they would try for me, and I decided to take them to a psychologist now so that the divorce will be less heavy on them. So yeah, that's the update. Is this original enough for you all? LOL. So I'm assuming with those details that the video was inappropriate, and that makes it like even weirder because I'm scared. You, first of all, if they were like naked and like hooking up in this video, that's literally revenge porn, and that's like a serious crime, and that's ridiculous, not to mention. Also, you don't have to send proof. You could just tell people. If you really, really need people to know this, you could just tell people. You don't have to send the proof around. Like, that's a little ridiculous. I mean, it seems like you obviously saw red and then you just decided to be rash and do something crazy. Okay. Some relevant comments. I'm guessing her attorney advised her that what he did was illegal. So, in lieu of not reporting it to authorities and not having it come up in court, he just gave in. An OOP said, "When I was a child, my father taught my brothers and me that if someone treats us badly, we should treat them much worse, so that they would regret the day that they met us. That's what I did. Maybe I went too far with my children, but for the rest, I feel like I did nothing wrong. Obviously, I am happy that in the end, things will go well for me in the divorce." And then OOP on why he was showing the video to his children. He said, "In my eyes, I didn't do it to hurt my wife. I did it so that they could see with their own eyes that she was the bad one and responsible for our divorce, not me." Sir, you need therapy, and you need to realize, like, what are you a narcissist? I know that word's thrown around a lot, but like, I'm scared to say, so that they would regret the day that they met you, and that you should treat them much worse. Well, I'm scared of that. I really hope you teach your children a little bit better than your father taught you, because what I've heard is that honey catches more flies than vinegar, and that's what I try to live by. I'm not saying I always do it, but in this situation, surely I would never take it that far. That's a little bit ridiculous and scary. Okay. Someone said, ... what? Question mark. And then someone said, OOP lost the plot when writing their revenge porn. They went too big in their opening post, didn't realize they'd sound like a scumbag, and felt they had to write themselves out of a corner. And is still the asshole, no matter what. The cherry on the cake for me was, she will have custody of the children, but I have the right to visit. If this is real, he tried to destroy their relationship, but then isn't even willing to house and care for them? Even if he wanted to, I showed explicit videos of my wife having sex with another man to my elementary school aged children, has a high chance of absolutely nuking his custody chances if he went in front of a judge who won't look kindly on the illegal revenge porn and attempted parental alienation. This is definitely incel porn. It's all about hurting women instead of actually caring about his kids or anyone else. Also, is this person a virgin? Because I don't know about the rest of you, but I found the detail of packing an entire affair into 40 minutes after work each day to be the least believable part. I've never had one, but I always figured more than half the point of the affair was that the sex was good. My man, my dude, the incredibly subtle shade you just threw on your own bedroom game by implying 40-ish minutes of awkward car sex in the parking lot at work was worth stepping out on her marriage for is, wow. I'm dead. Why does my computer keep turning up? Yeah, well, that's really all I have to say on that, because that's literally the craziest situation ever. And the fact that you actually think that you're not wrong is crazy. Also, to say that you don't want her mom to die thinking that she's an angel is crazy. So you want her mom with a terminal illness to go out hating, like, not hating, but thinking that about her daughter? Like, what if she got that and then she just passed away? Also, this woman miscarried because you sent her the video? What's going on? Is this real? Is this real life? This sounds like a episode of Lifetime. Wait, actually, this is an update, so I'm gonna need to see the original video, original um post. Okay, here's the original. Am I the asshole for saying I'm second guessing having a baby with my husband after he asked for a paternity test? I, 26 female, and my husband Alex, 27 male, have been married for a year. Recently, I found out I was pregnant. This was not planned. However, ever since we got married, we have not been using protection every time we got intimate, and I'm currently not on any birth control. My guess is that I'm only a few weeks along. I haven't seen a doctor yet. Anyway, I told him when he got back home from work yesterday, and I personally was very happy about it because I've always wanted to be a mom. I was pretty sure I was all smiles when I told him, and I thought he would be too once he found out the news. Let me add that he's been neutral on having kids. My assumption was wrong. Immediately, he gets super upset and asks how in the hell this could happen. I explained to him that while it was sudden, we hadn't been using protection every time, so it wasn't that surprising. I thought he would have understood. For some reason, he didn't. After a few minutes of back and forth, he demanded a paternity test and told me there was no way it was his. I was hurt and insulted. Let me be very clear that I did not and will never cheat on my husband. I have also never given him any reason for him to be suspicious about me cheating on him either. I was so taken aback that he doubted my loyalty enough to ask for a paternity test. I told him I couldn't believe he was seriously asking me for that. He said that I wasn't helping my case and that if I had nothing to hide, then I would take the test and prove my loyalty to him. I honestly can't remember all that I said, but I ended up saying something along the lines of, if you're doubting me and my loyalty so much that you think I cheated on you and got pregnant with someone else's baby, then I don't think I want one with you anymore. I don't want to be tied to someone who clearly doesn't trust me. He blew up at me and accused me of cheating once again. It was a big argument, and he said I was being shitty, dismissing his concerns and saying that asking for a paternity test was valid. In the end, I agreed to the test, but said that I stood by my words. Had to highlight that because some people are saying that I didn't agree to it when I very much did. We haven't spoken since the argument, and he's currently at work. I went to my friend for advice, and she said that while he was out of line for accusing me of cheating, I shouldn't have said that to him over one of his valid concerns, and that clearly he had a reason to feel that way about the situation. I could not fathom. I hate bad grammar, it's so stressful. I cannot fathom made him feel like I was cheating on him. What? I cannot fathom what made him feel like I was cheating on him. I was just so hurt that he would insult me like that and accuse me of doing something so disgusting when I thought we were supposed to have trust in each other. But am I the asshole for saying what I did? Edit, a lot of people are suggesting he got a secret vasectomy that failed, and that did cross my mind. During the argument, I did ask if he got a vasectomy or was infertile, and that's why the baby couldn't be his. But he dismissed that and continued saying it just couldn't be his without providing me a solid reason. So in that regard, I have really no idea what to say. Edit 2, I feel like I should elaborate on the neutral about kids part. I told him while we were still just dating that no kids was a deal breaker for me. He said that was fine because his stance on it was that if we ever have kids, it's fine if something happens, and if we don't, it's fine. I'm calling that neutral since I don't know what else to call it. So when I told him that I was pregnant, I thought he would be fine with it, like he said. But apparently he just changed his mind about that and didn't tell me. And also, I have no issues with men wanting paternity tests. I just had an issue with him blatantly accusing me of being a cheater with no solid proof to back it up along with it. Sorry, but I would have an issue with my man wanting a paternity test. What? Girl, what in God's name would he need a paternity test for? Other than the fact that he thought I cheated on him. That's literally the only reason I don't understand. I mean, I guess in my relationship, like I have a healthy relationship and that would just never be a thing ever. But I guess if I know every relationship is different, so I don't know what's happened in these people's past, but I don't know. Let's read the update because I need to know what happened. But she's already saying it's not going to be a super crazy update, so I'm a little bit sad about that. Okay. Update, am I the asshole for saying I'm second guessing having a baby with my husband after he asked for a paternity test? Hi everybody, this isn't going to be a crazy update saying we got the test back and he got a secret vasectomy, etc., but it's kind of a big one. This might be a long post, so I'll put a TLDR at the bottom. Thank you everyone for kind words and advice. It was all super helpful, including criticism, because it really made me reflect on my behavior and how I handled the situation. On top of that, I'm so sorry that I didn't really respond to any comments. There were a lot just coming in nonstop, and it was a little overwhelming. Moving on. After I made that post and he came home from work, I cooked him his favorite dinner and let him relax a bit before I calmly approached the subject again. Boo. I told him that I was happy to do the paternity test, just that I was a little hurt that he would accuse me of cheating on him because I loved him a lot and would hate to make him feel that way. I also apologized for what I said. I asked him if he was just overwhelmed and scared from the news and that's why he accused me like he did. He said that wasn't it and that was genuinely his biggest concern. He then told me he wasn't willing to talk to me, say anything else, or negotiate about anything until after we get the test done. I asked if he was sure, and he practically yelled at me, telling me to drop the subject for now. So I did, and so things have been super tense. I'd been scrolling through comment after comment for what feels like forever. A lot of you said he was cheating, and I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt and chalk it up to him being told he was infertile or something, but I ended up getting a really bad sinking feeling in my gut that I should check his phone. Yes, this is where it gets good. I love when they check the phones. I never wanted to be the type of person that goes through their significant other's phone obsessively for no reason, but my gut has never really steered me wrong, so I did it last night while he was sleeping. I snuck his phone off his nightstand and went out to the living room. He's cheating on me. And if it wasn't bad enough, it is. Indeed, with my friend I mentioned in the last post. Like a lot of you said, I guess it does make sense now that I think about it, but I'm still really shocked. I'd never been suspicious of their relationship before, but after reading the comments, I realized her reaction was a red flag. I went through their texts, and from what I can tell, it's only been going on for a few months, and he started after we got married. It started after we got married. But really, I only focused on the texts from right after I told him I was pregnant. He texted her saying things like, I don't know what I was thinking when I decided to fuck her without a condom. She says it's mine, of course, but I swear to God, it better not be. I'll be happy if it isn't. And obviously, I don't want a kid with her. I'd rather be with you than be stuck with her. You, in this context, being my friend. And I know I should have been careful. And I don't care if she thinks I'm a dick or an awful husband right now. This was his reply when my friend told him that I came to her about the situation. So, yeah, those were just a few messages, but their conversations were hard to read and I ended up crying a lot. I screenshotted the messages, sent them to myself from his phone, deleted the texts on his phone so it looked like he'd never sent anything, and then deleted the screenshots and deleted them from the recently deleted folder. I also went on his laptop to check if they were deleted there too. From his texts, I gathered that he did not have a secret vasectomy that failed, nor does he think he is sterile since he said himself that he should have been more careful and he doesn't know what he was thinking. I don't think he'd be saying that if he thought he was infertile. I also want to say that yes, he knows I'm not currently on birth control, and he was the one that decided not to use a condom, not me. I just agreed. I did not pressure him. At first, he was pulling out, but occasionally he wouldn't. I don't know why he would continue not wearing a condom occasionally after the affair started. I'm guessing it was because telling me he no longer wanted to go without protection every time, no matter what, would make me suspicious. But that's basically it for now. I'm not going to confront him about cheating right away. I'm going to get the test and then confront him and tell him I want a divorce along with the test results. I mean, that's currently my plan, but my mind is also all over the place, so maybe that's not the best way to do this. I don't know. It's like 6 a.m. I feel like shit and I haven't gotten any sleep. I almost forgot to mention that I am going to get an STD test just to be safe. I also think I'm going to get an abortion just because I don't want my first full-term pregnancy to be literal hell when it should be a happy experience. But thank you to everybody congratulating me. It means a lot. The next update will probably be after the paternity test or whatever I feel like I need to update. That's actually insane. Wait, also, I'm so sorry, you guys, but I forget what the friend said. Like, I went to my friend for advice, and she said that while he was out of line for accusing me of cheating, I shouldn't have said that to him over one of his valid concerns, and that clearly he had a reason to feel that way about the situation. Fuck that friend. I wonder how close they are. I mean, it doesn't really matter, no matter what, obviously. If you're friends with anyone, that boo. Okay, let's read some of the comments, though, because honestly, all I have to say about this is obviously get a divorce, and girl, do what's best for you, because that's insane. Like, immediate divorce. Goodbye. And yeah, I would love to see his reaction to the paternity test. Like, that'd be amazing. I'd love to be like, so it is yours, bitch. Like, obviously it's fucking yours, you idiot. So annoying. I can't stand men. Okay, some of the top comments. Don't force yourself to stay in a toxic place while waiting. Leave while he's at work, gather all your things, and be out by the time he gets home. A friend's place, parents, relatives, whoever, doesn't matter. I would put both the paternity test results and the divorce papers in the envelope for him. If he needs to be served the papers, then do that. Keep his number unblocked, but do not engage with any calls or messages. Same with his mistress. Don't force yourself to stay in a toxic place while waiting. Oh, no, not me saying the same thing. I hope OP sees this and follows your advice. Homicide is the leading cause of death of pregnant women. This happened near me in 2019. She was pregnant and he was cheating. Oh, God. A jury in April found Bo Rothwell, 31, guilty of first-degree murder, tampering with evidence, and abandoning the corpse of his 28-year-old wife, Jennifer Rothwell, who was 6 weeks pregnant at the time. Jennifer Rothwell had looked up what to do if your husband is upset you are pregnant on her cell phone before she went missing, police said. Rothwell admitted to killing his wife in November 2019 after a heated argument over his affair with another woman, but he denied that it was premeditated and sought conviction on a lesser manslaughter count. He testified during trial that he hit his wife in the head from behind with a mallet, followed her as she stumbled toward the garage door, and hit her again. He then told me he wasn't willing to talk to me, say anything else, or negotiate about anything until after we get the test done. Oh, wait. OP's husband has already shown concerning signs of emotional instability. He's avoidant and becomes verbally aggressive when prodded about the subject he's trying to avoid. Please get out and keep yourself safe. Forget the paternity test. Just go get the abortion and file for divorce. You owe him nothing. Yeah, you owe him nothing, but at the same time, I understand why you would want to show him that paternity test. And then other people are saying, like, talking about the Shannon Watts case and Lacey Peterson, Natalie I don't know how to pronounce her last name, which I'm assuming are all women who are pregnant, and that's really crazy. I know the Shannon Watts one, but I don't know any of the other ones, honestly. I think I've heard of the Lacey Peterson one, but that's the Shannon Watts. That documentary was insane. Like, I was so shook. I was like, what the? Because he seems like such a normal guy, so it was like so shocking. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's gonna be the last story for this episode because I need to film the other episode, which honestly it's fine. It's just like I always procrastinate and it's so bad. It's 9 p.m., which isn't as late as I filmed last night, but I will probably be filming until like 10 p.m. and then I'll have to do all my editing and my downloading and all that jazz. So tomorrow we leave at like 7:45. I think that's when our flight takes off. But I got a planner today because I feel like with like I swear, I self-diagnosed myself with ADHD because I really think I have it, but I can't stop like procrastinating. I literally was procrastinating all day today. It was so stressful because I was just like thinking about it, but I was like, I can't. Like, I literally physically couldn't. Like, I was glued to the seat and I just could not get up, even though I was like, I really like, I need to get up and do stuff, but like, my brain is just I don't know what's wrong with it. So I got a planner today because it really helps me to write stuff down that I need to do that day and then cross things off as I go. And it also makes me feel like more productive when I write a list down and then I'm like, okay, perfect. And then I'm like, I look at that list after I cross everything off and I'm like, I'm so good. I'm so productive. And it makes me feel nice. But it really doesn't matter like what time I work, which is something that I've really had like a hard time with because I've been self-employed for so many years and I've always just had like I've never fully had a set schedule. I just kind of do whatever during the day when I want to do it. Like I'm pretty sporadic with my schedule and when I'm getting stuff done, but the one thing that I always make sure to do is finish everything that I need to do for that day. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter when I do it as long as I get all the stuff done, which is really all that matters. But I would love to be the type of bitch that wakes up at like 6 a.m., gets her work done, and then she's like, okay, now I'm going to a workout class, and then I'm going to do this. No, I'm just not. And then when I think about that, I'm like, am I ADHD though? Because if I'm not like super hyper and like never wanting to sit down all the time, because I always see people talk about like, it's so hard for me to like sit here because I want to be up and like moving around and doing stuff all the time. And I'm like, that's not me though. That ain't me. So, like, there are symptoms that I feel like when I talked to my doctor about it, he was like saying, like, yeah, that's definitely a symptom. That's definitely a symptom. And then I was like, okay. And then I think I talked about this in an episode before. And I remember people commenting that like ADHD in women is like different or something. And I need to do more research on that because I really want to know like if what the symptoms are, like how it differs from men and you know what I mean? Also, 9/11 is my angel numbers. Isn't that crazy? I see 9/11 all the time. And it's like you would think that's a bad thing, but it's actually angel numbers. And I never knew that until I looked it up and I was like, am I going crazy because I'm seeing 9/11 everywhere? And that's like obviously not the best numbers. Not good at all, actually. Not even not the best. Just absolutely terrible. So I looked it up and it's angel numbers. Wait, let me see. I'm going to tell you what it means because I see them all the time. Let me know what your guys' angel numbers are. I want to know. The 911 angel number is often associated with endings and new beginnings. The number 911 encourages individuals to embrace change, let go of the past, and focus on personal growth and transformation. It may also symbolize a need for spiritual awakening and increased awareness of one's life purpose. So is that just me for the past like 5 years? Because I've been seeing that number so much for the past 4 years probably. That's when I started seeing it a lot, I think. So am I just not do I have no personal growth? Like, I'm confused. Why do they keep telling me this? There were times where I saw it a lot more, and then there are times that I see it less. I don't know. I don't know if I believe in all of that or not, but sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I just like, every day I change my mind about stuff. Like, I always am like, what? I don't understand. If I think too deep about it, it really makes me stressed out. I'm like, how are we living, and how are 8 billion people on this earth, which obviously everyone's different, but like, how are you born and you're just, how are you born and your heart just knows to pump blood, your lungs just know to breathe, your eyes just know to see, and your ears know to hear, you smell, you talk. What are we saying right now? What am I saying? I'm just saying a bunch of words that are made up, but somehow you understand them and somehow I understand them and somehow I can just say all of these words in a string and it makes sense. Does anyone else know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense. How is this real life? How is my fingers? How do they know to put eyebrows here? Like, why were we born with eyebrows right here? And like, how do they know to put like eyelashes here so that like dust doesn't fall in your eyes? How do they know? And I don't know who they are, but how? I don't understand that. That makes no sense to me and it stresses me out because I'm like, how can people not believe that there's something more, Because it's like, there can be no way that this is just random. Like, oh, yep, all of a sudden humans became a thing and we're just functioning. You know what I mean? Let me know if you know what I mean, because I feel like I go crazy sometimes thinking about it. Like, I can't think about it. I can't. I just need to, like, stop thinking about it because it stresses me out. And then I asked my boyfriend, and he doesn't see it the same way as I do, because he, like, doesn't, he just believes that when you die, it's, like, black and nothing. You just die. And then you don't exist anymore. You don't know that you don't exist. You just don't exist. And I'm like, no, there's no way that could be real, because how, okay, whatever. I'm not even gonna keep going because I'll literally have a panic attack. But I love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think about the stories from this episode, and thank you so much for watching. I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm so happy that you're alive. Love you.